Two peas in a bong. Two peas in a bong. Two peas in a bong.
Two peas and a bong. Two peas and a bong. Two peas
Two peas in a bong.
What's up, y'all? Two Peas in a Bong in the building again. It's your boy DP.
It's your boy KP.
And feeling real Juneteenth-ish. It's your boy Bone. What's good?
Yeah, still got the Juneteenth vibes, right?
Oh, man,
days
yeah.
later. What's making you feel real Juneteenth-ish, man?
Well, I mean, off the rip, we got Kendrick shot the video for They Not Like Us in Compton this weekend on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So, just seeing a lot of the stuff floating around on social media about that. I know that's going to be a movie. He brought the whole city out. And then Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark today. Obviously, Angel Reese had the custom Juneteenth Reeboks for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and came out with the W. So,
yeah, this was their third game against the Fever this season. And the second really close one. Two of them decided by 1 point. The first one they played, it was 71-70. Then they played again the second time, it was 91. And in the first one, that was in favor of the Fever. Then it was 91-83. That was also in favor of the Fever.
What was that first game score? Sorry.
71-70. What did I say?
No, that's what you said. That's what you said.
Okay. Yeah. 71-70 in favor of the Fever. The second game again, 91-83 in favor of the Fever. And then the game today, 88-87 was the final score in favor of the Chicago Sky. So this is that brings the series 2-1. And it also, there's still a lot of games left in the season, but it bumps the Sky into the last playoff spot. If they were to start the playoffs today, they went ahead of the Fever for the 8th spot.
Final spot. Yeah.
But man, before the game even started, they put up some interesting stuff. Not necessarily basketball statistics, but stuff about the pricing of tickets. And the average price of today's ticket was $351.
This was a star-studded event today, man.
Yeah, they had some folks out there, man. They had some folks out there. Chance the Rapper was courtside. Jalen Brunson was there. A couple other people.
Lil Durk.
Yeah, Lil Durk was there also.
What's old boy's name? That's the actor, white boy. He was sitting next to Chance. Sudeikis. Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah. Yep. Matter of fact, they showed a picture of them together too. So yeah, you're right. But one thing they said, man, that was the average ticket price. Today, $351. Now, when they played this, and this is the Fever ticket prices. So when the Fever played the Lynx on July 14th, the average ticket price was $258. When they played the Wings on July 17th, the average price was, excuse me. I'm sorry. No, these are projections. These are the projections of what's already been paid. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So 252, 258, 247, 246. Those are average ticket prices. Then those are Fever games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The highest one being them against the Sky. And they also said that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have accounted for, together the top 10 um, games as far as
Viewership.
the top 10 games. And I think since, man, I forgot what the year was, but I know it's like the last 10 years or some shit like that. Like it's crazy. But
Yeah,
man, thoughts.
and didn't they say that the average ticket price, the 351, was like the most in WNBA history or whatever?
I believe so. But the game didn't disappoint, man. I mean, I actually watched it from start to finish. I know I was checking in with y'all, and I believe y'all were doing the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it didn't disappoint, man. Down to the wire. Sky was down by 15 at one point, I believe.
They were in the third
And
quarter.
yeah, and
Into the third.
yeah,
Into the third.
and
Yeah.
it was the rebound and putback from Reese that tied
The
it
and
up,
one?
right? Yeah,
Oh no.
the rebound put back in the M1. Yeah,
You said tied it up. Are you talking about in the fourth quarter? You talking about the fourth quarter? Or you talking
yeah,
about the third quarter? Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think Kev was thinking that you were going to say that it was that she had an and one.
Yeah, she had an one in the third quarter.
In the third quarter, that's ignited the comeback.
yeah. And then the
That's-
rebound put back and one is the one that tied it, right? If I'm not mistaken, she got a rebound,
Yes.
she put back, got fouled. Okay, all right, and then and just to be clear, was Clark and Reese make up the top 10 games with the highest ticket prices since 2015.
Okay,
So that's what it was. But yeah, man, what are y'all thoughts on the game, man? Takeaways, highlights, all that stuff.
I want to highlight a few people. I mean, I know the obvious is Angel Reese. She was the player of the game, in my opinion. But I want to take this time to highlight some other women. Kelsey Mitchell from the Indiana Fever was getting buckets, was getting busy. She had 24 points. She had a big third quarter where she had a 4-point play. Um, it was a couple plays though, man. It's just the thing with women's basketball. Sometimes they make plays and their coordination just isn't the same. So you're like, oh my gosh. Like in the first half, Caitlin Clark threw an outlet pass, and it was like a second left. And Mitchell had a chance to get it, and it went like right under her hand.
And she fumbled it.
Yeah, it went out of bounds. It with like 0.5 seconds. I'm like,
I think she also fumbled one early in the break, and it was a good pass from Clark again. So that's one thing, man. I know they say Clark has a lot of turnovers or averages a lot of turnovers, but
she was putting them there.
She puts it where it needs to be a lot of times, man. And these girls are just not, these ladies ain't catching it.
But again, that's knowing your personnel. So yeah, you keep doing it though. Like you got
want her to do it for niggas wide open. Like
no. What I'm saying is a lot of the stuff where it's the uncoordinated, whatever. It's the cross, like you trying to go across court from back court to front court, like damn near length of the basketball court.
Man, them two passes to her.
These were
she was leaking out. She was leaking out in front by herself. She threw it to her. She fumbled it.
That you expect
to
catch.
She was straight ahead on the same side of her at the end of the game. At the end of the half, the one Kevin is talking about. It was a straight direct line to her.
Yeah,
she passed it.
There was one in the second quarter, man, that she gave her for a reverse layup, and she hit underneath the backboard. I was on a reverse layup. I was like, damn.
So the difference though is when she passes to Aaliyah Boston.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Aaliyah Boston's getting buckets.
She's making the game easy for you. So and I know Kev, you doing your takeaways from the game. What I've noticed is that since they started running, and again, I'm not watching all the games, but I'm looking at how they on their win streak. I think their leading scorer might be Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, right? She's been getting busy.
Okay, so
And I think she had 4 double-doubles in the last 5 games or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, so you're talking about, you guys started trying to run the offense through Caitlin Clark, which is cool, but she's not ready for that yet. So when she gives it to Aaliyah Boston, she has post position, man, one dribble and it's going up, right? And she can shoot it, she can get it out to the free throw line. I think she made a 3. That shit was luck, but you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm saying she had back turned to the basket, turned around, defender in her face, and just let it go, and the shit just bottomed out. But
that's that clutch gene, man.
Right. What I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. You have to know your personnel. Okay, until y'all can prove to me that y'all are worthy of getting the passes. Hey, Aaliyah, let's set up this Stockton Malone type, Utah Jazz type offense. You're gonna get it every single time, and it's just easy buckets. Like she had how many assists did Caitlin Clark have?
Like she had 13.
Yeah.
She had 13.
But the game don't always go like that.
I was gonna say it's hard to do that
yeah.
and get the ball to her when they're always blitzing the picks on the pick and roll. So you gotta look for the cutters. That's gonna keep her from getting blitzed out of the pick and roll.
And then just some of the scenarios just in the game wise, if she don't make the pass that they're fumbling, it's like you're gonna look at her like she was wide open. Why didn't she make they'll highlight that kind of stuff. So she making the right plays,
she's the most protected athlete in the WNBA. They're not highlighting it. She can go 3 for 19, and the highlights you're gonna see on Sports Center is the 3 makes.
I understand what you're saying, Ubang. I'm saying if we're breaking it down the way we talking about it, and we talking about basketball, if we talking about what she doing on the court, you're gonna be like, why didn't she pass the old girl? She was wide open. Why didn't she pass to this chick? She was wide open.
I won't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
after
I would.
Hold on. No.
I would.
Listen what I'm telling you. After what you guys said today, if you see that same player wide open and she doesn't pass her the ball and you're breaking down the game, are you going to be like, hey, why didn't she pass her the ball? Or are you going to be like, damn, I know why she didn't pass her the ball?
It depends on the play that she makes. It depends. It depends. It depends on the area of the court.
No, he's saying in the same situation that you just said, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be like, why the hell?
Why didn't she pass the ball?
Yeah, I will.
Y'all niggas, come on, man.
Y'all,
what I'm saying is, you can't crucify the other chicks for not making a play when it's a very simplistic, run-of-the-mill basketball play. And then if Caitlin Clark says, you guys can't get it done when I'm giving you the ball, I'm not going to give that same person another chance to fuck it up. Y'all going to crucify her?
No, so it's just like, hey,
we're talking about just catching the ball, though.
Right, Ubang. If somebody is leaking out, I'll say it to you, Ubang. If you watching Austin's game,
right,
and Austin is leaking out, and he just fumbles the ball, but then he's leaking out again, and the guy don't pass it to him, you're gonna be like, nigga, he's wide open. Why didn't you pass it to him?
Now,
he doesn't always fumble the ball, right?
If he fumbles it 2 or 3 times, then I'm not mad at the kid for not doing that, right? And again, I get it. And hold on. I don't even
deeper than what it is, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't even want to go down the.
But you already did, because it was just simple. It was a girl was simple. She was open.
Because I started with Kelsey Mitchell, and Kelsey Mitchell had 24 points.
Yeah, she was killing.
Let me just back out the rabbit hole. I'm just going to back out the rabbit hole. Okay, let's move forward.
Oh, all right, I want to highlight.
I'm saying that as much grief as I give Caitlin Clark, if she decides I'm gonna be a little bit more selfish because y'all motherfuckers is fucking up the easy plays, I can't be mad at her, especially if we've seen time and time again where DP just highlighted, like, hey, we give her grief for all the turnovers, but half these turnovers is just going off a bitch hands.
And that's all. And that's all I was trying to highlight. Actually, was that they say she averages a lot of turnovers, but it's not all on her.
Yeah,
sometimes she's hitting these women. They're wide open. And they
And
should
I will
finish the
say,
play.
and sometimes they saved her because she threw a couple that were tipped, and her teammates hustled, mainly Aaliyah Boston, and secured the ball to where she didn't get a turnover. So
So my thing
I say
is,
that
and
too.
what I initially said, and I'm gonna stand by that, is you got to run 2-man pick and roll, whatever kind of offense you want to run. John Stockton, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone, when he came to the Lakers, like it's sure there'll be times where other people are available, but we gonna run this offense. If you guys want to win, you know who your two best players are. 75% of the offense needs to go through one of those two.
Yeah,
Like
that'll be the core for
and
sure.
if what's the other chick's name that had 24?
Kelsey Mitchell.
When she wants to come along for the ride, bitch, hop on. But if if it's a day where you got fudge on your fingers,
been going to work for him.
Yeah, she has.
She's been getting busy.
Yeah. Another person I want to highlight,
Please.
Kennedy Carter.
I was gonna say, please say Kennedy Carter.
Kennedy Carter, because Kennedy Carter got a bad rap for the foul that she committed on Caitlin Clark in the second game. It was the second game, I thought. Second game.
It was.
Yeah.
What the fuck you got
What
going
the
on?
hell, Kevin?
I don't know how that happened. Got some balloons going on, man. Hey, man. Somebody
This nigga got special
congratulations or something.
Umar, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
Hey, Kev, congratulated himself for making a good point. Hey, man, that was a hell of a point, man. Let the balloons fly.
So,
what?
Yeah,
I want
to shout out Kennedy Carter, man, because Kennedy Carter also was getting busy in the first half. She was 6 for 8 from the field, 15 points.
Wait, she started off 6 for 6.
Yeah, she did
6 for 8, but she didn't miss a shot in the first 6. She was getting busy.
When she got fouled in the third quarter, it was 6:27 in the third quarter by Nalissa Smith. When she got fouled and was hurt, I thought that combination with Cardozo, that's what kind of put Indiana ahead and put the Chicago Sky behind, because they were missing those two players. So, she did finish the game with 23 points, 5 assists. She was cooking too. So I want to highlight her as well.
Ever since the
I sent y'all that text saying she was cooking in the
ever
middle of the
since
game. She was beasting.
Ever since the hard foul on Caitlin Clark that she had, she's been going to work. Like
they put her in the starting lineup too.
Well, she been going to work. Like her,
they put her in the starting lineup. She's been averaging 18 since she's in the starting lineup.
But she's bounced around, and I think it's more so, off the court stuff and maybe attitude
off
clashes.
The court stuff like what?
She's fiery. She's fiery.
She a DV candidate.
I don't know.
I want to know. I'm just.
I don't know. I don't know if she would.
I think she did have a situation like that where she threatened the teammate. I believe that did happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my third day here, man. I don't know nobody. Tell me about it.
Yeah, she gets busy though, man.
She's nice.
Yeah,
she's nice.
Yeah, and
I think the Chicago Sky need to upgrade at the guard position. I think what's her name? Mabry.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Listen, she averages like 15, but she was like 2 for 14.
Wait a minute, Ubang, pick on another white girl, huh, Ubang?
Nah, because I'm gonna tell you,
man.
I'm gonna tell you before you guys ever tuned in. Remember the first game? It was a close game, and they lost it 70. What was it? 71-70 or 72-71 or whatever it was.
71-70, the first one, yeah.
Okay, she got fouled late in the game with like 5 or 6 seconds left. She went to the line and she made one and missed one. That should have been a tie game, potentially going into overtime. And I don't know if it was her or another one. Another one of the players. I know it was a white girl that almost lost the game today. Got to the line. I think missed.
Oh, smoked 2 free throws
again. I think it was her again. I think it might have been her. It might have been her again. Like these are those nip and tuck games where it's like come on, man. Like y'all done did everything to fight back. And in that last game, I mean, that first game that they played where they lost 71-70 or 72-71, whatever the score was, it was the same situation. They got down by like double digits. I think they were down by 12 or 13, maybe 15. They clawed back. Angel Reese doing all the dirty work. I remember I was giving y'all the play-by-play after the first game, right? Like she doing a lot of the dirty work, and y'all get right back into the game, and you couldn't cross the finish line because your guard play is subpar. We got to be able to put our point guard or shooting guard on the line at the end of the game and get 2 free throws. There's no way that Angel Reese is going to the line late and sinking. I mean, and one after and one. She wasn't. She was getting 3 every time.
Yeah,
the
today,
and one
man,
and the make on the free
9
throw.
for 11 from the free throw line. Incredible. She's incredible.
Come on, man.
Did you see the cameraman? Like when she got an and one, the cameraman had his feet out and tripped her.
Yeah.
With the cameraman, if you don't get your ass back,
25 and what?
25, 16 rebounds.
16.
Yeah.
16 rebounds and 1 assist. Boy, oh boy, now she's hunting for that double record. All right.
Yeah.
So she got the rookie record of 7 consecutive, right? So now I think the WNBA record is somewhere between 12 and 14. I can't remember. So, it's going to be hard. I know everybody I know the world wants Caitlin Clark to just be handed the rookie of the year. But the way Angel Reese is playing right now,
I think it's going to be, I still think it's going to be Cole because
it's either Cole or it's going to be Caitlin Clark.
But what I'm telling you is,
like Caitlin Clark she's the only rookie, well, besides Candace Parker, to score 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 7 games. Candace Parker has the rookie record for 8 games, so she's making history as well.
But what I'm saying is, right? So we're gonna have to let the season play out, right? We're gonna have to let the season play out, but what I'm saying is, if it's like a consensus that no, we're just gonna hand it to her. If Angel Reese is like, nah, I'm not just gonna let that. I'm not just gonna let that happen, bro.
Yeah.
We see her game, right? Like she is bullying. Like she ain't nothing easy for her. She's not like she's in the trenches.
Yeah.
Let me offer up a comparison for y'all.
Is it similar to the Bo Outlaw comparison?
No.
Just checking.
No. Who had that Bo Outlaw comparison?
That was me.
Oh, man. My man KP right there.
Nah, this one's a little bit different, man. You guys recall 2 rookies, LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony?
When Carmelo should have got that rookie of the year.
There's a strong argument for Carmelo, but who got it?
LeBron James.
And this may be one of those situations.
Carmelo's team made it to the playoffs too in the West.
And who got it?
He still didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't doubt the politics is going to be involved. I mean, they're trying to have congressional hearings because she didn't make the Olympic team. So
which I still think she needs to be in.
That's fine. But and another thing I noticed, just off the rip, now that they're getting rest in between games and they're not putting them out there like, like, hey man, we're on this 10-city tour for the next 9 games. I mean, for the next 9 days or whatever.
Run.
Right. She's not playing 10 games in 9 days anymore. Caitlin Clark's shot looks better. Right?
She looks more settled in.
Yeah.
She's rested. She's rested. She's having a chance. And then I'm pretty sure that after the Olympics, because the WNBA is going to take a break for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And her not being on the team, unless they find a way to put her on the team. But I promise you, if she does not play in the Olympics and she's just at home resting, the Caitlin Clark you'll see in the second half of the season or on the back end of the season, she's gonna look much better. That shot is looking like the college Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
And she what happened was, and what I noticed was, I think she knows now. Like I think she understands that my body wears down late, right? So I think it was in like the second half. She had a wide open three. She looks it off, passes it to old girl in the corner. Old girl in the corner
Mitchell.
hits the three.
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell. And she hit it third quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but early the shot was falling. So she's like, okay, let me get it going early. You know what I'm saying? Maybe let's see if I can get something going late. But yeah, man, I think with rest, she'll look a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just my take. But
no, I agree with that. I think she has looked better. To be honest,
no,
like
for sure,
this game for sure. You know, and I agree. Like if it's not as taxing as it was, like back to back or whatever, all those games in one whop, then yeah, she's gonna improve down the stretch. And it's just a matter of like, you know, when you're playing, and as the season goes on, you get used to the physical nature of it. You get used to how people play you. If you're a smart enough player, you have enough skills and stuff like that.
You're gonna adapt.
Any level you adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, listen, what I didn't have on my 2024 bingo card was WNBA basketball.
Right.
Leading us through the summer into football, right? So it's like, hey man, because normally like
real
this is
shit
downtime,
though.
You get to talk about you know, the Cowboys in the off season. You get to talk about what LeBron's gonna do next year.
Yeah, we're coming up on the NBA draft.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you have, you know, it's dry time, a lot of baseball talk. The WNBA has provided us with intriguing storylines, and I'm glad that today was more so about basketball.
Yeah.
And the fact that so the last game that they had that was televised on ESPN, I think they did over 2 million. They did over 2 million views on their last game, right? And I think it was the most in the it was the most this season for sure, and it was the most over a long period of time. But the funny thing about it is that ESPN initially didn't have these games, right? Y'all knew what it was. Y'all knew y'all had two talented rookies coming in. Y'all didn't even have the wherewithal to capitalize on it. You guys have just been picking up these games lately, and I guess a lot of the games come on Ion, right? The Ion, the station, the channel or whatever. But you know, ESPN has just been like slowly but surely, like, okay, we'll pick up on this game, capitalizing on the games or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, it was something that they didn't have the foresight to predict, you know, like that it was going to be that. But these two rookies have been super entertaining, and I think having a lot of viewership and having a lot of eyes on today's game and seeing that Angel Reese is going to talk shit to whoever. It doesn't have to be Caitlin Clark. It has to be the, you know, like the chick who, what's the chick name?
Nalissa Smith.
Yeah. Nalissa Smith. She's going back and forth with her. And here's the funny thing. So there's a clip. I saw a clip where they're going back and forth on the free throw line while somebody else is shooting free throws. The ref comes in to tell them to stop, and they both tell the ref, like, we got this. Like, we
but that was
like we know each other.
When they were talking at the free throw line, it was light at that point.
But you know what though? You know what I noticed though?
Yeah.
To further that point, they let the players in the WNBA talk way more shit. And like have way more of a reaction to stuff
to the refs.
Right. It's crazy. But
you know why that is though, right?
Tell me why.
Because dudes aren't gonna talk too long. It's got to get physical at some point. Women will talk, and it may not get physical.
If it's in the NBA, if it's your stars, right? If it's your stars. Speaking about Carmelo, remember when Carmelo and Kobe were going back?
I thought you was about to say Carmelo and Kevin Garnett when he said,
"Your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios."
No. I'm talking about that. It was the playoffs. I think it might have been like the Western Conference semis. Was it that year they went to the semis where it was him and AI, They had Andre Miller. Remember that team? And they should have won. That team should have made it to the finals.
Is that when what's his name was guarding Kobe? The
Melo.
Kenyon Martin. It was
Melo.
Kenyon Martin?
Remember, Melo took turns guarding Kobe, and they were getting super physical.
Yeah, but I thought it was Kenyon Martin first, though. Yeah, I think that's the series.
Right.
Yeah.
But like in that instance, you got two stars. Like the refs aren't going to step in because they policing it themselves. They'll only step in when they feel like it's something that we can't control. Like we have no control over what's going on right now, so we have to intervene. The ref tried to step in, and Angel Reese and old girl were like, "We good, we got this." Go, get away, go. Like we good. Angel Reese say she's known old girl since she was a kid. They've been playing against each other since they were kids.
No, yeah.
In elementary,
that's
middle
crazy.
school.
Damn.
Yeah. So they go way back.
Yeah. Shout out to Nalissa Smith, man, because they were winning. The Indiana Fever were winning by 8 points, and until she scored on Angel Reese and called her too small. It went to shit after that. It ignited Angel Reese and the Indiana Fever. Angel Reese came down, got it and won. And then,
she got busy, man. She got busy.
8 points in the fourth quarter, man.
But they both, if you're talking about the main attraction, so to speak, that everybody talks about, Reese and Clark, they both played pretty good in this game. They both did their thing in this game. But Ubong, I know you had mentioned we were talking about Clark and Aaliyah Boston being that cool that 1-2 punch. Even in our discussion, like our text messages about the game during the game, and then what you were saying that they should focus on those two as their primary contributors in the game.
Absolutely.
I mentioned that she had double doubles, man. This being Aaliyah Boston. I just want to run it off and kind of let y'all know what she's been doing, because remember when we talked about this before, I was like, man, a big part of the reason why they weren't winning is because Aaliyah Boston just wasn't really doing what she does, and she was rookie of the year last year. You know what I'm saying, for the same squad, but she had this is probably like
over the last
maybe like
streak, right?
5-6 games. Let's go 7, 14-12, 27-13, 19-14, 22-8, 10-10, and then today she had 18-7. So, she's
getting it done
in a group. Yeah, she's in a group now. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see what those can do.
There were some reports, and I don't know how true they are, how accurate they were, that Aaliyah Boston came into the season out of shape. And that she's kind of played her way into shape, a la the Big Diesel. But if that's the case, like, man, it's crazy. But on the other side, hey, if they can get some guard play, Cardoso and Angel Reese, that combination right there.
Cardoso is a load.
What did I say? Gosh. What did I say when they drafted them two? What did I say to y'all?
That they're gonna dominate the boards.
Hey,
they both had double doubles.
Man, I think they said that they had 26 rebounds and the Fever had 25.
That's true.
And listen,
that's true.
When they figure out how to feed the post better,
because they had a couple where they fed Cardoso, and it kills me because you'll see Angel Reese fighting for position, and they just don't know how to give it to her.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When they learn how to get it to them,
they need better guard play, man.
When they start getting it to them, when they got them sealed and stuff like that, like it's gonna be a problem for some.
That's why I put it on Mabry. I think she's the point guard. I think
man, she was shooting a grip. She was launching that motherfucker, like,
but the funny thing, she's the only she's the only 3-point. She's the only 3-point shooter that they have, right? So like,
well, they got DeShields.
I don't know if you guys watched the
They
I don't know
got
if you guys
Diamond
watched the
DeShields as well.
but I don't know if you
Is
guys
the
watched the
Shields a
halftime
good
show.
3-point shooter?
I mean, she was 2 for 3 today.
Okay. And she was coming off of my bad, Ubang. The Shields was coming off of like a spinal injury or something,
and
right?
she had another injury before that. Yeah, she's a warrior.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad,
Is
Ubang.
she a shooter? Is she a shooter?
Yeah.
She was looking like more of a defensive, like.
I mean, she shot the ball 3 times.
Is
She shot
she
the ball
related?
3 times, and she was 2 for 3 from 3.
Is she related to Delino DeShields?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's a honest, real
It's
question.
not a common. Yeah, it's not
that is not a common name.
Yeah. But you're about to say something though, Ubang.
So I was saying that they were during the halftime show, they were talking about how Chicago can't keep trading 2s with 3s, but they're not a good 3-point shooting team, right? Like their meat and potatoes is basically the they're two.
Yeah, inside. They're gonna bully you.
Exactly. You got Cardosa, and she has decent touch around the basket. Like when they did feed her a few times, it was just an easy like put it up.
She was
like
contorting her body on a couple. Like
yeah,
damn.
she was. She's just bigger and stronger than a lot of them women, man.
So when they can, like you said, when they find ways to like if they had like a Caitlin Clark, right? Which I mean, obviously, Indiana got Caitlin Clark for a reason because they stunk, right? Mm-hmm. And this Chicago team actually won a chip, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago.
Yeah, with Candace Parker. Yeah.
Okay. So they need that was just so glaring. Every time I watch them, especially against the Fever, every time I watch them, I'm like, man, y'all guards are letting you down. Your guards are letting you down. Yeah. They need better guard play and they need better perimeter shooting. Like Angel Reese, like she a dog.
Mm-hmm.
She can be the the low post player. She gets a lot of like, when you dig into her stats, you'll see that a lot of her points come from the free throw line. She shoots a lot of free throws because like for some reason motherfuckers can't handle her in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta at some point in time, man, if they start to collapse in the paint, like you gotta be able to kick it out and the bitch gotta be able to hit a 3. Like, I'm keeping it funky. I'm just saying, I'm just like that's
I'm laughing at the way you said it. A bitch gotta be able to hit a 3.
I'm keeping it funky with you, man. Like
oh man. Nah, but you're right. They got to be able to knock it down. Real shit. They got to be able to knock it down.
That's really it, man. But I'm just happy for the competition.
Before you go forward, just to kind of add something to that, I forget who's on the commentary pen, the halftime show. I know, but it was specifically Monica McNutt who was talking about when they asked the question about which team do you think will win a championship first, and she was talking about when you have back-to-back draft picks.
Yes.
How long it takes. I think it was something like 4 years for that team to like really get in the mix.
Yeah.
But if you do something like you were just mentioning, Ubang, Chicago Sky won a championship, but that was when who came over?
They bought a veteran. Parker. Yeah.
So they were like, if you can bring a vet in to Chicago and team her up with, Angel Reese,
the young core,
Camila Cardoso, like they may be the ones who get to it first, who get to the chip first. So it just all depends on how shit shakes up. But that's kind of like one of those discussions we had before where it was like, man, do you build through the draft or do you build your team through picking up vets in free agency? And that'll be, I don't want to go off to the NBA, but this will be something that we'll end up discussing anyway down the line. But free agency in the NBA is going to be something to look at too, because there's going to be a lot of moving pieces going on with that shit. But again, but if they can get a vet, if Chicago can get a vet, they may be in the mix, man. Something that addresses what you're talking about, the guard play.
Yeah. And I'm just glad that today we got a chance to really showcase the basketball, right? Because a lot of times when they start talking about it, when these two teams play for whatever reason, it's always the talk is always about, about something else. So yeah, now I'm almost certain. Kennedy, what's her name?
Carter.
Yeah, yeah.
Kennedy Carter. That's the chick from the Sky, right?
Yeah,
the guard.
She
physical foul.
Yeah, she fit the physical foul was in the first game against the Fever.
And
because Angel Reese got the flagrant foul in the second game against the Fever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Angel Reese hit her across the head trying to block the shot. So
yeah,
it was definitely the first game against the Fever. So anyway, all that being said, like every time they've played, there's been like some non-basketball or not talking about like the performance on the court that has led to discussion. I find it interesting. The last two times they played, Shannon Sharp on Nightcap, I think he jumped on there. I don't know if he went today. Did they do a Nightcap today?
I don't know.
Him and Ocho?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was looking for him to see what they were going to say, and as of 8-9 o'clock Western time, West Coast time, they hadn't posted anything. Nightcap hadn't done anything. So I'm like, but hey, when you guys have something that's non-basketball related, when y'all have something, like y'all jump on there. But now Angel Reese has a game. Angel Reese has a game, a good game. Where's Nightcap?
Yeah.
Hey, Unc, I want to hear from you and Ocho Cinco and all them.
We'll
Bryant.
And she was tomorrow.
She was killing, man. I do want to say that because I highlighted a lot of the other players. I do want to highlight Angel Reese too and say her name.
She was balling. Busy.
She put the team on her back.
She was the engine, man.
Yeah, she was looking ugly, and she was riling up the troops. Like,
and it's I was just about to say that it's not just what she's doing physically on the court. If you look in the huddles,
leadership,
you see her talking, right?
Yeah.
And it's like Kennedy Carter. They talked about her relationship with her after the game because I guess they're both fiery players.
Yeah,
and she's talking to her. She's talking to all the players. She's talking to every single teammate. She's in the huddle. She's telling them we need to get a stop. We need to do this. Like she's the one that's being vocal, and she's a rookie with these vets, man. Like she's out there looking poised. Like she knows that she belongs.
There's no quit in her.
Yeah, she knows that she belongs, and that was the thing that I said would translate would be, man, she plays hard.
Yeah,
like
so the funniest thing about that is, with that, she also understands that a lot of the negativity that comes with her, right? Like I'm going to take a lot of negativity just for being on the other side of the Caitlin Clark thing. So, she has to navigate that. And she has, for the most part, been very professional. She has been very cordial to the WNBA players, right? Did you see? I don't know if you guys saw the clip where one of the chicks, and again, it won't get the same pub that Caitlin Clark gets, but one of the chicks is bear hugging her out of bounds and won't let her get back into the play.
In the game, in the third quarter.
In the game.
I was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah.
Right, exactly. So it's like
that was the one that was balling. Kelsey Mitchell.
So
they got tied up.
If it was Caitlin Clark though, Shannon Sharp would be on Nightcap right now talking about how you can't have this kind of Bush League basketball.
Yeah.
But in the league, this, that, and the third. Angel Reese has quietly been getting bumped and bullied and fouled and beat up, and she ain't complaining. That's the thing I like about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the other side, Caitlin Clark ain't complaining either.
Yeah.
But if you're Caitlin Clark, you truly don't have to complain because you got 75% of the population doing your complaining for you.
You're
All
gonna
you
get
got
the
to do is
public
just
outcry.
exactly. You're gonna get the mercy and the damsel in distress type treatment from the public,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? So it's just what I was gonna say was Des Bryant jumped out there on Twitter and was like, and he, Des will at somebody. He like, hey, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Angel Reese been doing historic stuff and balling. I want to see if y'all talk about that tomorrow. This, that, and the third.
You know they will.
And classic Stephen A.
they will.
Smith. Stephen A. Smith got in his jumped in his feelings real quick and started saying, I'll read it to you actually.
Who doesn't talk about the accomplishments of Angel Reese more than First Take?
Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is the definition of hit dogs holler, right? Like Stephen A. You don't even have to. Oh, look. So Dad said, I don't see much praise for the historic rookie run Angel Reese is having in her rookie year. Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, where y'all at? She deserves the high praise right now. Stephen A. responds, man, for once, will you stop your BS? Shannon Sharp has praised her continuously. So have I, even profiling her excellence on numerous occasions. It's on our social media pages. We've talked about her on First Take. If you want notoriety, just say so, bro. You need attention, just ask to come on a damn show. But stop lying. Like Stephen A. That's emotional.
Hey man,
That's
look at him emotional. That's some of that battle rap shit. Look at him emotional.
Off subject, but I do have to say something. I have to shout out Stephen A. because the nigga did go off and talk bullshit about Matthew Stafford's wife and put her on blast about that bullshit that she did about him. That was bullshit. So I do want to shout out Stephen A. Smith.
Okay. I want to see what Stephen A's what his on-camera personality looks like over the next 5 years. Because I was listening to a short clip from the Dan Le Batard show, and Dan Le Batard was like, basically saying like, ESPN doesn't need Stephen A. Stephen A. doesn't need ESPN. They need him. That he's like ascended to such. He's like the Howard Cosell of our era, right? Because he's just like, he's the face and this
nigga walk into the arena is like he about to drop 30 on a nigga or something like.
So here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. One of his guys, you know how young white dudes in radio, they're very argumentative, right? So he has his take. His take is like, Stephen A. Smith is cool when it comes to talking Cowboys, talking Dak Prescott, talking Cowboys, and talking NBA, and those two are big brands. But with the popularity of like hockey, with the World Cup coming to the United States in a couple of years, if you have Stephen A., he said Stephen A. should be paid X amount of dollars per sport that he talks about, right? So, because he said, like, when you have the World Cup and it comes to the United States, how is that going to look when Stephen A. is up there? Stephen A. isn't qualified to talk about.
They had Chad Ochocinco out in that bitch. But he's trying to engulf himself into the sport though. So I get. Yeah. So yeah, he plays and stuff.
What his point was is that this nigga Stephen A. again, and me and you talked about this off camera. Him and Skip Bayless basically created and mastered the blueprint of, we're going to talk Lakers and LeBron. We're going to talk whoever the Cowboys quarterback is in the Cowboys, and Tom Brady, which they have for 20 years. Right. And that was like all Americans. Yeah, that's the blueprint. You talk about those three year round, your numbers are going to chart, So let's see what happens, man. I just want to see because Stephen A. I think he's at a point in his career where he's at the top of the mountain, and he knows he's at the top of the mountain. But as Drizzy Drake, like the execs, the people that control the music, that control the views, that control television, they have a way of humbling motherfuckers.
They do, but here's one thing that I'll throw in the mix too, right? I think that people are realizing that you have to you can't be like a one trick pony, so to speak. And that's not just, I'm not saying speaking about specific sports. I'm saying you see these people like Stephen A. Smith taking it to podcast and
Yeah,
YouTube and stuff like that. So they're trying to build their brands and do that stuff outside of ESPN because they see like this is a real thing and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So they're trying to, capitalize on it. The only thing that I don't like about how I've heard him speak about that is like he's entered the, this sector, if you want to call it, but he'll talk down on the people who are doing it. Like he'll be like, I'm a real journalist and you
yeah.
guys just talk about sports. And it's like, I mean, come on, man. Like it's just having a certain mentality and a certain aura about yourself and stuff. And you got to remain humble. I don't know him personally, so I can't speak to his personality all across the board. Does it seem like he's humble in the way
No,
that he
but you
approaches
said,
stuff?
when you were working downtown, you said you had a slight interaction.
Oh, that was years
Yeah,
ago,
but
man.
even in your slight interaction,
Oh man, this was I was man, like straight out of high
early
school, I think.
20s. No, no,
Yeah.
no, early 20. No, no, no,
Nah,
early
man.
20s.
It
I
wasn't.
thought
It
it was
was
Skid
before.
Row.
Man,
Who?
let me say it, man. It
Who?
it was when I was working it was when I was working security. Um and it was I had rotational positions. So this was like a summer gig.
Okay.
Yeah, this was summertime. I had been on the Lakers parade and stuff like that. So I had different like posts. You remember when me and Cheems used to work security Ubang way back in the day? That shit was
Yep.
what, Pinkerton or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so this was back then.
Okay.
And
Downtown, actually.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I had like a parking lot post for like the Staples because it was like, they had different sections for Staples. And this was when he had, was first starting. So these motherfuckers was parking, down the street away from Staples and walking to it. So this nigga had parked his car and was walking to Staples. And as he walked by and he saw me, he just kind of gave me the eyebrow look like, who is this nigga? And just kind of, kept it moving. I recognized him like, oh, that's the dude who's, ESPN or whatever. But the way he looked, I ain't even want to say what's up. I was like
and
fuck
and
you
and
too,
that's
nigga.
and
That's
that's
kind of how it was like,
and
nigga.
that's been a knock. That's been a knock on Stephen A. for years. Like if you just listen to people in the podcast space, there are countless stories of people where they say a lot of these guys in Stephen A's position, or even higher than Stephen A's position, are so humble, so down to earth. Um, I was at a function this evening. It was like a Michael Jackson. Um, it was like a Michael Jackson themed party that they do yearly. They do annually, but if there was like people there that actually interacted with him, right?
Mhm.
And so like there's like one of his ex nurses. I think Michael Jackson's cousin was there. Like a few people that like have direct, like a member of the group. Remember the group Troop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like was there, and it's just speaking on their interactions with him. And the nurse was talking about how great of a person that he is, like, and how like like he would ask like, oh, are you available to come over and help me with X, Y, and Z? And she's like, oh, well, I'm with another patient. And like response to her would be something to the effect of like, oh, well, is there anything that I can do to assist you with whatever that person's issue is or whatever they have going on, right? And it's just being just genuinely being a good person. And they say that like Stephen A comes across as like someone that is like, you should be thankful to be in my presence. No, I'm serious. Like, and this is not me talking. I've never had, for the record, I've never had any interactions with Stephen A. Smith, but there have been multiple like things that I've heard people that have talked about their interactions with Stephen A. that were similar to DP, where he's almost looking at them like
a peon, like
like you're beneath me.
Like,
and this is someone that you're a TV personality, you know what I'm saying? But somebody can encounter a billionaire, and you know their temperament is you know way more humble, way more. But again, Stephen A. is. I think he got ties to New York, right? He's a New Yorker, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, that might be, that's just their attitude and their demeanor in New York. You know, it's just that swag and that feeling of being better than other people. But again, like I said, I just want to see what Stephen A's next 5 years look like, right? And there's, you know, it's a thin line, right, between confidence and because I think a lot of people are willing to say he's at the top right now, and that's cool, but we don't fuck with him. I think if you ask Monica McNutt about how she feels about Stephen A., you'll get a candid answer. You have a lot of people
I'd
that
like to hear how she feels about him. Like an honest assessment. Whether that would ever be put out there, I don't know.
No,
and you know who somebody do you know somebody else? Do you know somebody else who has an eerily similar perception, or where the
persona
people or the people believe that they're a certain way?
Who's that?
Skip Bayless.
Mm-hmm.
And you see what happened, right? You see what's happening with him. Like he basically
just
felt like Shannon Sharp, like
what we talked about it. He didn't want him to be the star, man.
Exactly. Like fuck you. You'll never be bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And now the viewership on your programs are hella low. You try and do a podcast, that shit doesn't get any views. Like nobody wants to hear you,
right?
Old white man talk about sports, especially when you're talking real delusional about it, right?
But the formula is, let me try to get some niggas in the building who know about the sport or played before, and they can put a twist on it and have a different perspective that I can't really speak to, because I mean, and even that is not necessarily.
But listen,
working.
You struck gold. Nigga, you struck gold with Shannon Sharp. You had that. Y'all had the blueprint. Y'all was gonna slowly but surely at least challenge First Take. At the time when it was Skip and Shannon, I wasn't watching First Take.
I used to watch them. I used to watch
them over ESPN.
Yeah.
Right?
No doubt.
I still can't stand Stephen A, so I still don't watch First Take, but now I just don't watch either one.
I definitely don't watch. Is it still called Undisputed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I haven't watched that in a while.
And we done went off on a tangent, but
hey.
All that to say, I need to see what the energy is like tomorrow, right? Because so many times the conversations that the public wants to hear is the love and basketball side of the WNBA, right? They want to not the love and basketball, I'm sorry, but love and hip hop. The love and hip hop side. They want to hear the bullshit. They want to hear the dirty fouls. They want to make it racial. Well, today they both had great games. They both showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like what Clark had, 16 and 13 or 17 and 13?
She had 17 and 13.
Mm-hmm. So she had 17 and 13 and some boards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her
and
hand was, she had if she wins the game, you can look at her and be like, man, like that's a Magic Johnson line. No, that's a Magic Johnson stat line.
Yeah.
But Angel Reese just that's what you
She
call willing a
willed
team
her
to
way
win it.
to the willed her way to the
Yeah.
W, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't at this point it's like we had a couple people, not a couple people, several people, in some of the comments before, because yes, we do, we get active with the comments when people respond to some of the things that we say. We do try to respond back if a motherfucker ain't being disrespectful.
I respond to disrespectful motherfuckers too.
Yeah, I won't. I
Yeah,
won't.
I will.
A
Yeah.
disrespectful motherfucker is just gonna be typing to themselves. I mean, I may see it, and it is what it is. But some of the shit's funny,
I'm gonna thank him for tapping in, because
But
hey, you have to take time to come listen to us first before you could come up with that disrespectful take. So
yeah, but what I wanted to point out is, people have been trying to act like Angel Reese is not part of the reason why the WNBA is getting more pub and is being, pushed in a good direction. And it's like, come on, man. Like, I understand that, and we've called Caitlin Clark the cash cow and all that stuff. Like, yes, she's at the forefront. She's the main attraction, whatever you want to say. But to say that Angel Reese is not a part of the motion is not is just not a valid take, in my opinion. Like, it's bullshit, because she's doing her thing. She's a part of this rookie class that they've been saying is a strong rookie class. And if we are talking about, I think Kevin last time, and Uban, you said it before, the Bird and Magic vibe with Clark and Reese. Like, even when they were talking at halftime in the pregame show, they were saying, if you like Clark, then you're not a Reese fan, or if you like Reese, you're not a Clark fan, vice versa. It's kind of like, they're starting to push the rivalry type thing. Like, so
Yes.
let's stop acting like it's just Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to give Caitlin Clark her props, and also give Angel Reese her props too. Like, what the fuck is wrong with acknowledging that Angel Reese is doing her thing? Like, it's bullshit. You can't do both. Like, come on.
yeah, man.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't see it. Like, again, if you're coming strictly to watch Caitlin Clark, like, that's great. But if you're watching Caitlin Clark and you see other things going on in game and you can't appreciate it, then I don't even think you're really a fan of the sport. You're coming for, like, it's ulterior motives, right? It's like, I just came because, it's politically or it's racially charged, and that's the reason that I'm here, right? And that's fine too, but at least just make that known. You get what I'm saying? Because she looked good today in spurts at times, right? There were still times where, defensively she wasn't really doing what you'd like to see her do, but her game is coming along. But I think most people that come to see Caitlin Clark, if she knocks down maybe two or three threes a game, they've got their money's worth. That 370. How much was the ticket for the game?
Like, three.
Y'all niggas paying about $100 per three. Woo! I got my money's worth.
I mean, she hit 5 today.
Okay,
so yeah,
351 was the average.
Yeah, it gave, yeah.
The niggas paying $70 per three. Woo!
Yeah.
But I really, really, really hope that she's able to continue to ascend. And again, under the radar, quietly, what A'ja Wilson is doing is incredible. But you know, all in all, man, we're here in June 23rd, 24th, talking about the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that coming.
And we were talking about the WNBA just as much, if not more, than the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's saying something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
But I'm glad that the game between this third game, like the first game, lived up to the hype. It was worth watching. I watched the second half of the first game. I didn't get to watch the second game. I don't know if it was televised or I didn't see it.
Yeah, I
was looking for it. In this game, I was able to tap in from the beginning, and it didn't disappoint. I thought for a minute, at the rate they were scoring, I said, damn, they might score 100. You know what I'm saying? Because they jumped out. They jumped out like, I think it was like 24-27 after the first quarter. I said, shit. These, y'all don't want me to say bitches. These motherfuckers can't keep this shit after 4 quarters. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers can't keep this up for 4 quarters, but they didn't. But it was still a great game, man. It was worthwhile watching.
Yeah. Yep.